papi. Dámelo, papi. Ay.
And now, from Los Angeles, California, the queen of salsa soul and the host of Hollywood in the Park, Techeetah Lopez.
Hey everybody, I'm Techeetah. You're here on Hollywood in the Park, and I am your queen of salsa soul. And this is the Soul to Soul segment. Here on the Soul to Soul segment, we will be talking about health, finance, kids, parents, bills, jobs, anything that you possibly can think, we are going to talk about it, okay? But today, we are going to talk about health. We're going to talk about what's happening today in the world today. They got all these diets, these diet fads, things that are happening with people. People are getting on the keto. They're getting on the, what else is there? There's keto, there's Pluto, there's the keto diet, there's the paleo diet, there's all kinds of diets, and there are all types of things for people to get that. For those who've known me, my family members know, I have been a big girl all my life. So being a big girl all my life and being called names and being bullied that way in school, because any other type of bullying just didn't work for me. Because I'm telling you, I was like, oh, I'll see you at the park, okay, afterwards. That's what I did. Okay, you wanna call me fat? You wanna call me fat? Oh, no, I'll show you who's fat, okay? Okay, I'm not talking about. I'm just saying. And for all you night owls out there, whoop, 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 and then you're gonna cough, okay? So anyway, what I wanted to get at was, I had been on a diet all my life, and then just one day I just told my mom, and she got so upset at me. And I said, Mom, you know what? I want something that overrides my brain. If my brain says I'm hungry, I want my stomach to say no. Because I'm telling you, I got up to a whopping 400 and something pounds at one time. Yeah, and I was up there, and I'm still up there. But I'm in my 200s now, okay? I'm still a big girl, but I have a benign brain tumor. And when my doctor told me, and I was losing weight too. I was getting, a little thinner. I don't want to ever be too thin, because I've gotten so big that if I get too thin, I'm going to be saggy. I have been on every single diet there is, but one day they told me I had a brain tumor, and I'm like, okay. Now what? They said, well, you can't go into ketosis. Every time your body goes into a fat burning mode, you are going to have a seizure. So I'm like, oh wow. Okay. So you know what? It was actually there is when I started looking into things and thinking, okay, what can I do to nourish my body without going and having seizures from me having a seizure, right? So that's when I got more into health. That's when I tried to figure out everything. So Art and I were talking earlier on about diabetes and heart attack and all these illnesses, arthritis, crippling arthritis, degenerative bone disease. And the thing is, though, is like, why do people come up? Why do people have these things? Art, do you think it's genetic? You think it's actually genetic? Do you think it's genetic?
Well, cancer, they said it's in us. It's in us all. And it just pops up at whatever time it does. Now, I know we touched upon heart attacks and diabetes and, the work that people do. I know when I worked security, what did I do? I did my job. I got out late. What did I do? I'm hungry. Go eat.
And that's what happens. And I'm glad you said that, because when we get out, and even us entertainers, when we get out, the very first thing we want to do is go eat, right? We're out there at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the evening, and our gig finishes, and then after that, there's good old Denny's, right? Mm-hmm. Or there's good old IHOP, or Norm's, right? Norm's, that good old Chinese place is open till 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So there we go out. But see what happens, and I want to get to all you ladies, gentlemen, kids that are watching, it's actually our genetics. Now, what is genetics? It's our bodies that we're born. Don't you freaking hate those people, right? Hate those people that freaking eat whatever they want. They eat pasteles, they eat pan dulce, they have candy, they have all the beer and the drinks and all the red meat and all the white meat and whatever have you. And those little effers don't ever gain a freaking pound. Doesn't that piss you off? I know that pisses me off. It really pisses me off. That's when I realized that, well, there's all kinds of books. There's books that eat right for your blood type. Then there's the paleo situation. Then there's, I don't know, there's the keto. There's the Weight Watchers. So it's like, find the diet that fits for you. You know, I've come to the conclusion, it's not find the diet. It is kind of find the diet that fits for you. It's more like find out your family tree. Find out your genetics. And you know, when the doctors say, does diabetes run in your family? Does heart attacks run in your family? Does arthritis run in your family? What the doctor is actually saying is your family, your genes, your blood, your genetics cannot surpass whatever you're eating. And that's when you have to say to yourself, right? Okay, what causes arthritis, right? What causes that? Okay, look up the foods that, when you have arthritis pain, look up the foods that make you feel worse. And you know, like me, for example, I have arthritis, right? So I know that if I eat too much rice, too much papa, which is potato, I eat too much sugar, right? My bones are gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt a lot, right? I haven't been able to eat red meat for years and years and years, right? So I've been able to survive. So when the doctor diagnosed me with crippling arthritis and lupus and a brain tumor, I'm like, so what I did is I did my research and I looked up, okay, people with lupus and people with arthritis and people with diabetes, what are the things that we cannot eat? So in our reality, what's going on is, what are the things that we were born genetically that our body could not digest, right? So it's like way back when they used to have like regular, premium, ethyl. Do they still have that kind of gas out there now, Art?
What, premium?
Premium and
They don't call it ethyl anymore.
Well.
Like ethyl. They just call it mid-grade and regular.
Yeah. You can't put, well, back then, I know back then in the 70s and 60s, you couldn't put regular gasoline in a tank that required premium or ethyl, right? Because if not, then the car would break down. Just like you can't put freaking water in the oil tank, because that's not gonna work. The car's gonna break down, right? So that's what's happening to our bodies. That's why you see a lot of people that will eat whatever they want, they'll eat whatever they want, and they're really thin, because genetically, their bodies can digest that. But there is a downfall to all that, right? Even though genetically, their bodies can digest it, right? We all have liver and kidneys, and we all have this in our body. So then at that person, and I write Art by saying, isn't that true? That same person that cannot ever gain weight, right, will turn around and have a heart attack. Can you really eat everything? Can you really eat everything you want, stay thin? No, because if you eat a whole mess of lard and a whole mess of beef and pork and whatever have you, it doesn't matter how thin you are, your arteries are getting clogged up. So you have to find out what is right for you and what is perfect for you. And here on Hollywood and Park, and this is, again, I'm just being soul to soul with you, and this is why we are going to bring in people that are going to talk about that. In some of the segments, we are going to talk about, and we will be bringing a nutritionist in to talk about what things to eat and what things not eat. Because, I have been fighting for my life for so many years now, trying to, because it sucks pretty big that if my body goes into a fat burning mode, I have a seizure. So that's why I've decided that I'm going to become a vegetarian and try to keep an 80% alkaline body and 20%. Come on, I'm a big girl. I like my French fries. I like my whipped cream. I like my cake. I like my conchitas and my pan dulce. I'm a Chicana, I'm a Latina, for God's sake. Give me freaking bread. I'm just saying. Okay, I am just saying. You were talking about, let's go on.
You mentioned bread, the thing I've stuck on now is eating just sourdough bread. I don't eat any other type of bread. And that's because I heard it was good for my condition. One of the doctors mentioned, don't eat all these different type of breads. If you have to have bread, they'd rather you not. But they told me sourdough is a whole lot better for me.
Sourdough, why is that? I don't understand. So we've been told that sourdough, white bread, and white rice, and pasta, these things are not good for us. But then they tell Art, who was diagnosed with leukemia, that sourdough was good for him. Now, why do you think that is, right? So again, everybody has a different view about different things and how they're going to treat you. Doctors are just human, right? But there are natural homeopathics and natural doctors that literally look into your blood. There's people that literally test your blood and find out what your body can digest. They go into your family genes and find out what things you can eat. If you have a family member that is really super duper healthy, right? Find out what they're eating. Find out what they eat every day. My grandmother, she lived into her 90s. Both of them did. And now that I look back, even my mother tells me, you know what? I am more healthier than you and your brother. And she's right. My mother is healthier than me and my brother, my little brother. Matter of fact, my mother's healthier than all three of us, right? But I turned myself into this place called Optimum Health Institute, which is in San Diego, California. Giving you props, OHI. They show you how to cleanse your body and clean your body. You gotta go through some brutal stuff. But you know what? It made me feel good and it made me realize what I was doing to my body. So again, you can be thin, you can be heavy, but as long as you're eating correctly for your body type, eat right for your body type. And it doesn't, and I'm not giving any props to that book, because that book tells me I need to eat meat. Oh, but getting back to my grandparents, my grandmothers used to have beans, sopa de pollo, right? And just a little bit of everything. My mom says, if you just eat a little bit of everything and don't overindulge, because you and your brothers are always overindulging, right? But my poor mom, she comes up with diabetes. Even though she was eating a little bit of everything, it happened to be the little bit of every wrong food that was not genetically coincide with her genetics, right? Her body, it's like saying, you know what, I'm gonna have a little bit of poison and eat that little bit of poison for the next 15 years, or eat that little bit of poison for the next 20 years. Eventually, we're gonna die, right? Or we eat a little bit of every type of food, right, that is good for our body. But again, it's something that we have to do. And I'm hoping that I can get a specialist on here so we could talk about this. But this is something that I wanted to bring from my soul to yours. If there's something wrong with you and you have lupus, you have diabetes, if you have heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, right? High blood pressure, find out what food you cannot eat. And I will guarantee you that almost every food that you're eating is probably the food you can't eat in your body. And this is the truth. We'll be right back, and I'm gonna have a guest on the couch. And again, we'll be back in, like they said, 2 and 2. Your Queen of Salsa Soul on Hollywood in the Park.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Join Techeetah Lopez and Hollywood in the Park's entire audience by advertising your brand, product, or personality with your commercial here. Email techeetah@gmail.com for more info.
Hi everybody and welcome back. Well, as always, this is my favorite part of the segment where I get to bring somebody in my spotlight here, and I just, I always hear about certain things. Matter of fact, before we go into that, I want to introduce my very good friend and also somebody that's a specialist in immigration. And you would call yourself what, an immigration what?
Immigration advocate.
Yeah, immigration advocate. So when I met Eleanor, and this is Miss Eleanor Medina. When I met Miss Eleanor Medina, you go by Lomeli also?
No, Lomeli too, yes.
Yeah, Lomeli. You call her whatever, just go ahead and treat her right. That's what I'm saying, So when I first met you, Eleanor, I guess one of my questions is, well, Trump and stuff like that, and everybody's always saying, well, why is he sending over the Latinos across the way, and blah, 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 and this. And then I meet you, and then you work with a lot of people from Yemen, right?
Yes.
Yemen, Iraq, where else?
Saudi Arabia,
Egypt. So obviously I'm thinking to myself, well, she was able to help all these people. And I had asked you how many Latinos you work with, and you're like, well, not very many, right? So, of course, my thing is, okay, girl, all right, whatever, okay. She's over here helping the people from over there, right? And we're not saying we don't love you, because we are all God's children, don't get me wrong, right? But I'm just saying, well, what's up with the Latinos, right? Why is it that she's not helping the Latinos? Or, instead of me assuming, like a lot of us do, what's the real situation? Why do you only have? So I know that, well, I don't know much, Eleanor, and I'm just gonna tell you, and we had talked about it in the kitchen, because about stuff, like we were talking about the other day, right? And when it comes to crossing over or whatever have you, of course you have the typical situation where the Latinos get a coyote,
right,
and then they come over, and then all of a sudden they're here illegal, right? And then they start working, and then before you know it, you have like that situation where you have those families that are separated after freaking 30 years. They were separated. Some are over here like 10 years, and they have jobs, or they have their income here, and then all of a sudden they're separated from their families and their kids, or their kids. And that's the part I really don't understand, and I'm not asking you to answer that either, where they'll be putting in isolation camps and stuff like that. But tell me, there is a process, right? For example, if a person from, like for example, a person from Yemen comes over, right? What do they gotta do to come over?
Well, they get a visa to come over, on a visa, tourist visa, or either family petitions for them, and they come over on a visa through the family relative. So they come in legally into the United States.
Legally?
Yes.
So do they pay for that before they come over here?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, so now, I was telling you the other day, I have a passport, right? And I went down to the post office, I went down to Rite Aid first. They took my mugshot, me not, with no earrings, me not smiling, nothing, right? And I looked horrible. She even says,
Oh, you look nice.
She says, no, you liar. She goes, is that you? That don't even look like you. I'm like, God, I'm like, but, yeah, because I want to put my makeup on here, and they told me to take that shit off, right? Okay. But I went down to Rite Aid, I took my picture, and then I went down to the post office, gave them that, and then within, 3 weeks I got my passport, right? Then I was able to go to Mexico, I was able to go to Singapore, stop in Japan and things like that. And I didn't need no visa. I just went, But then you had asked me, how long was I there, right? And I did go over there because I was working, right? I literally got hired. An entertainer, right? So what, they filed, is that what they did? Did they did they tell the country we were coming in or something, or?
You might have probably processed paperwork before. Either your passport, you go in and say I'm an entertainer, and they allow you to go in.
I didn't say that though. No, none of us did. We just got our passports and we just went over there. So
yeah, that's fine. So you're an entertainer, you would have been there longer, you had to have a visitor visa. To stay longer there in that country.
Okay, now, I'm glad you said that. Okay, so say for example, I have friends from Mexico that come over here and they're crossing over all the time, right? They have their passport, right? They cross over. And then you're saying, as long as they stay here, what's the maximum amount that they can stay here on passport?
Well, if they come over on a visa, visitor visa, they're allowed to stay here 6 months.
Okay, we're not talking about a visa, remember? Because I'm saying they get a passport and then just come over here. Is that possible?
No, they can't.
So that's a screwed up part about it, what I don't like. So why is it us as Americans, right? We can just get a passport and cross over.
They have to get a non-immigrant visa. A non-immigrant visa is a tourist visa or either a visa to come and work temporarily here. Some type of visa. They can't just come over on the regular.
I know, but why can't we do that? Why can't we go over to other countries? What's up with that?
There is a process. You have to fill out paperwork to go in another country. You're going to stay there longer. But you probably went as an entertainer and was allowed to just go there for a short time.
So in other words, somebody else did that for me, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I just got my passport.
Right.
Okay. So that was something that I was totally naive of because I didn't even know that, right? So they have to get their visitor's visa.
Right.
Now, is that expensive, or do they change in prices every year? How does that work?
Right now, it's probably about less than $200 to get the visa visitor.
Okay, so on that visa visitor, it's $200, right?
That's about less than $200, about $165 around. Between $165 and $185.
Okay, so if it's that cheap, why do you think our people, and I'm saying our people, okay, I know mi gente, okay, I didn't even go, why are they getting a coyote? Well, I don't understand that part.
Because there's certain requirements for the visitor visa. You have to have, first of all, money in the bank. You have to have property in Mexico. You got to show ties back in your home country that you're going to go back after the certain time you're going to be here in the United States.
Okay, well, there's a lot of people that, they're from Mexico, obviously they have a house. They come on, might have some kind of bank. So say they have a house, they have a bank, a place to stay. Why do you think they got a coyote?
Well, if they have a house, they have a bank account, they also have to get a sponsor here to say, okay, I'm inviting my relative to come over to visit me for a short time. I'm going to process an affidavit of support to support him during his temporary stay here. So he won't become a public charge here in the United States. So they have to go through that whole process in order to get that non-immigrant visa to come over here as a tourist visa.
Okay, so with that being said, so you're saying that the people from Pakistan, the Yemens, people from Iraq, excuse me if I'm saying this wrong, I'm trying to be more being sensitive about the situation, right? Because we all got friends that are Iraqi and from India, okay? I like your food, don't get me wrong. Don't we love their food, right? Most of that Yemen bread. Oh, girl, you should, no,
that's so good.
Oh my God, big old bread, right? You're saying that the people that you help right now, they have family over here that sponsor them, obviously, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then, so they came over here. So now, in order for them to stay here, what do they gotta do to stay here? See, they don't want to be a visitor anymore. They want to literally stay here.
A lot of times, family relatives, they petition for their family members over in their country, where they're from. So they petition for them, say a parent is here and they have a wife in Yemen and they want to, or Mexico, and they have children and they want to petition for them to come here legally and stay here permanently. They apply for permanent residency. And there's a process. It takes probably, if the person that's petitioning is a U.S. citizen, it takes approximately about 1.5 years. And if they're only a resident here, it can take longer.
But,
So,
and is it expensive to?
well, there's fees for immigration fees,
All
but
kinds
those
of-
always change all the time.
Exactly. Okay, so, I'm going back to our people again, because I'm trying to figure this one out, right? So, you're saying that our gente comes over here, say that with their little visa or their coyote, right? And I don't know about you, but I remember way back in the day, and I don't know very much about this, and this is why I have Eleanor here, guys. They spend like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for a coyote. $5,000, right? Then they come over here illegally, right? Or they get that visa and they stay here. While they're here for that 6 months, they're not supposed to be working here.
No,
They're just supposed to be visiting.
right.
And obviously we know that a lot of the Latinos are over here to work because they do send the money back to their families.
Right.
It's very, very important that they send the money back to their families. And you're not supposed to be working. And I'm not saying, okay, don't work, whatever, because we know some people that are working over here, right? We wouldn't have any food on our table or any cooks, no Chinese food. All I see is a bunch of Latinos in here, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere there's Latinos. But, so they're not supposed to be working over here. And then the thing is, we're crying and boo-hooing, I'm saying we're because I'm including my race in there, that we get kicked back over and we leave our kids behind or whatever have you. When in our reality, that $5,000 that they use for the coyote, if they would have did it the right way. Is that what you're saying?
Right, but a lot of times they don't have family members that can petition for them here. So that's why they come over illegally, and then when they try to apply for their legal status here in the United States, it's hard because they came over illegally here to the United States. So if they would have came on a visa, it would be easier for them to apply for residency here, being that they can change their status to maybe immigrant visa now for a religious worker, or either there's even
To become a priest, become an ordained minister. Okay, so you're saying that if they get a visa, you said they have no family. So they can they still come over? Do they have no family or friends?
Well, you're saying that they come over illegally and they...
No, I'm talking about if they have say, in order just to cross the border and they apply for their visitor's visa, do they have to have a family member?
No, they don't have to have a family member. It can be that they're coming over to visit just the United States, just to go
Shopping,
visit
Disneyland,
Disneyland
Los Callejones, whatever, right? Okay, so if they stay here and they're visiting there at the Callejones for 6 months, or Disneyland, which is expensive, right? They can come and see you or talk to you,
Right.
and then start the paperwork. But if that paperwork doesn't go through, they have to come back, right? Come back to their country.
Well, if they want to see if they can stay here longer, then I would start asking the questions like, well, do you have any relatives that can petition for you, or do you have any...
Girlfriend, I like to meet a girlfriend.
Also, if they meet a girlfriend, if they end up getting married...
But do they have to
citizen-
get married? Do they have to get married? How about if it's just a girlfriend, boyfriend?
Oh, if they have a girlfriend can't...
How about if they're gay? Is it that work too? No, being real.
I'd have to check on that, because I know that there is certain guidelines for the petitions.
Because you never know.
Right.
Now that we have the gay, the lesbian,
Marriage, yes.
transgender, right, communities and stuff like that, that all applies here. So if we have a guy coming over and he has a boyfriend or a girl coming over here, you just gotta do all across the board, right? There's different ways. But what the reason I wanted Eleanor to come, everybody, is because of the simple reason is that instead of spending all this money thinking, okay, you have to cross the border and get a coyote, then you come over here and you get a good job when you're not supposed to, and then you get caught, and then you get thrown back. Because see, frankly, I was pissed off. You know, when you were telling me that you're working with Yemens and Iraqis, Pakistanians, people from different countries, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Why aren't you helping your own people? That's what I thought, right? I'm like, okay, why is she, you know?
This is more difficult, because they came over illegally, and they don't have family members here that can petition for them. And if they did, they would still have to leave out of the country back to get their green card in their country. The way the law is now. Before they used to pay $1,000 penalty fee for being here illegal, and they were able to adjust their status here, but now they have to go back into their country, and a lot of people don't want to go back into the country because they're feared of not able to come back into the U.S. But there is a waiver we can fill out for them also now, And say someone came over and they're married a U.S. citizen. Now he wants to adjust his status to become a resident. So they file paperwork, and right before the interview, he's going to have to leave back to Mexico to go to his interview. And then also they can say, well, you were there illegally. We're going to penalize you also for being there illegal. But now there's a waiver we can fill out for being here illegally if you're married to a U.S. citizen.
Now I know my girlfriend Anya, she did all that, and man, she got freaking raped financially, right? They had some guy had her filed for a divorce for her husband from Switzerland. He charged her just like $8,000 up front. Anyway, it was a lot of money, and he didn't even do anything for her, which was the sad part, right? And when I saw you and you were helping these people, that we're talking about half the cost, literally half the cost. And I'm like, wow, Eleanor, from beginning to end, it was half the cost. And you do so much freaking work. I see you on the phone with the embassy. I see you on the phone with the state, right? You're really, that's one thing I can say about you, honey, that they're definitely, you're definitely, doing your job. But we're going to go ahead and take a short commercial break, and then we'll be right back. And we'll talk more to Eleanor Medina about the immigration on our gente. We are back.
Join Techeetah Lopez and Hollywood in the Park's entire audience by advertising your brand, product, or personality with your commercial here. Email techeetah@gmail.com for more info.
She's been cooking all day, smells so good and saucy. Red love, let me get a taste. In the morning with some eggs, yeah. Belize chili, 'cause you are perfectly made with love. Belize chili, let me sing it again. Chili sauce, I want some red love. Belize chili sauce, give me the red one. Belize chili sauce, I need some green love. Belize chili sauce, give me the green one. Belize chili sauce.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, well, I'm sitting here again with immigration specialist and immigration advocate, right? Eleanor Medina. And we are talking about, we left off, we were talking about the waivers. So you're saying that now? Say that again.
Okay, say they come in on a visa to the United States. They meet a U.S. citizen, and if they were to get married with this U.S. citizen, she would apply for her spouse if it was, she. After they apply, then at the time that the interview comes, they're going to have to go back into their home country. Either, like say it was Mexico, then they have to go to this appointment, and they're going to be barred for being here illegally. So what they do is they file a waiver now, and they can come back into the United States after they file this waiver with immigration.
Now, but if they came over legally and they met somebody, because somebody...
If they came into the United States legally on a visa and they met somebody, then they change their status and they adjust their status here in the United States. They get the green card here, the work permit, everything here. They don't have to leave back to Mexico. If they came over legally on a visa.
On a visa, and that's only $200.
Right, it's less than $200.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so this seems easy to me. Now, mind you, if you came over legally, right, and you came over on a visa, and mind you, $200, that's it, $200, $300, let's just say $400, shit. We don't know if the fees are gonna change, okay? And you say, I'm going to Disneyland, okay? And you come over here and you fall in love. Obviously, they're gonna say, oh yeah, right, blah, 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 you fell, but it happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Say you go and you're in Disneyland, you meet some girl licking on her lily pop, and she's like, ooh, mamacita, I like that, the way you do that. But what I'm saying is that, so come on, mi gente, right? It's much easier for you to spend $200, $300 to get the visa legally to come over here. You fall in love, and then you would call Eleanor and say, hey, you know what, I fell in love with my mamacita, Brenda Jones, or my mama sota, mamacita, Techeetah, or whatever, right? So again, I don't understand. Why are they paying, or why are they coming illegally, putting their children through this and dragging them through the mud, the stuff we see on the freaking movies, dragging them through the mud. Why do you think they do that? If it's that easy, why?
They probably don't think they have anybody here that they can petition for them, so they think, okay, I'll go to the U.S., work illegally, buy a fake Social Security.
And you know what? And that's the part. I hear this. Ay, no. No le voy a preguntar a la gente. No más voy yo solo, you know, or sola, you know. And again, for those that don't know Spanish, it's like, no, I'm not gonna bother anybody. I'll just go over there by myself, and I'll do my own thing. And I'll work, I'll come back, I'll make money. When I make enough money, then, and get to know somebody, I'll come back. That's what their thinking is, right? I'll come back. But it's really that easy for you. You know, it's that. It's like,
easier.
wow. And the thing is, all this hardship. And the thing is, and I'm not political, okay? I am really not political, because you had asked me the other day, did I vote, right? And I'm like, no, I don't vote. Because my husband does work for, he's a private contractor for the government, and he's a private contractor in Iraq, right? And so he's over there, and I don't vote, because whoever is president, he has to work for, right? But everybody's blaming El Cabron, Trump, right? Sorry, honey. I know he's your boss and he's paying for this, right? But it's really, they're doing that to everybody. So it's just not the Latinos that they're deporting, right?
And they came, well, most of the people come from Mexico illegally because that's the borders, you know. And other countries come in legally because they have to go to customs when they come in the airport. So that's
I know, but
a visa.
So they come over on a visitor visa, but come on. You know, some of the people from Iraq and Yemen and the other places, they probably stay here too, no?
No, they usually don't. They usually come over mostly with family petitioning for them, and then they came over legally now with a permanent residency. So that's why they're going to stay here as legally.
So you're saying that they're more than likely, they're the ones that come over with that purpose, with the idea in mind. It's planned. They got a plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
They set a plan.
Right. When they petition for their family, once they get approved, then they're able to come over and stay with the rest of the family here.
And petitioning that stuff, that costs money.
Oh yeah, there's a petition fee. Immigration has fees for every.
So in other words, instead of coming over as a visitor, they're coming over because they have family members that said, hey, you know, they're gonna come over, they're gonna stay, and that's where the fees start coming in, right? Mm-hmm. But again, the easier way is coming over here, because I had a friend that literally was over here for 6 months, then she went back to Switzerland, she worked there for a few months, then she came back, then she went back. So again, anybody that's listening to me, you can do the same thing too, right? You can go ahead and come over here for 6 months. I don't even want to know what you're doing. I really don't. You know, you can be on a stripper pole. I don't, you know, and selling in the corner, you know, flowers or whatever. That's you. That's you. They're not going to stop you in the middle of the street for doing something or being on a pole or whatever, you know, or cooking. But do it legally, you know. You come over here 6 months, you tell your boss, hey, you know what, you don't do it all the time. I always know. Because every time I go get my nails, ling, right? She'd be saying, oh, okay, you know, I'm not gonna be here next month. I'm gonna go see my family. And I'm like, family? And it's so funny, I clocked it. So every 6 months, she's going over and visiting her family. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what she's doing, because my girlfriend was doing the same thing too, right? And a couple of girlfriends, right, that was doing the same thing. I go, oh, but see, no big deal. You come over here 6 months, go back. But the thing is, no quieren dejar su trabajo. They don't want to leave their work. Porque tienen miedo that they're going to let them go. They're afraid they're going to let them go from their job. But the thing is, though, you know, if your boss or your employer, I'm not encouraging anybody. I'm just saying, okay. I'm just come on, honestly. You know, it's like, come on. You the other day told me that it would be nice. You wish you had more Latinos you can work with.
Yeah, I wish I did. I mean, it's because right now it's so hard to get someone to be petitioning for someone that came in over illegally because they have that fear of going back to their country and getting their green cards. I had one case that I did. They got approved all the way to the point that they had to go back to Mexico for their appointment.
Yeah.
And the wife said, you know, you're not going. She told her husband, because you probably won't come back.
But does that happen though?
No, not now, because there's a waiver form. And so the waiver form actually allows him to come back into the United States. So there's a hardship because he's married to a U.S. citizen, has children that are U.S. citizen. So he's able to get the waiver approved and come back to the United States.
I'm sorry, we have a house cat. We have a cat in the studio named Royal, right? And spoiled Royal. He likes, I'm sorry about that. But, so they're afraid then?
Yeah, they're afraid they're going back to their country and not able to come back to the United States. And these are people that have been here for a few years already and they're used to living here in the United States. They don't want to go back to that poverty.
But that's not gonna happen.
No, if they were to come and talk to me, I can explain to them, okay, by filling this form, the waiver, you can face, you're facing hardship because you're married to a U.S. citizen, you have children here.
But they're afraid because they came over illegally, right? Because we just talked to somebody not too long ago, and they've been over here illegally, and I went ahead and I had you help them, right? And they're afraid of going back. But in our reality, if they've been here over illegal and they go back, how long are they gonna have to stay there?
It also depends if, at the time when the person comes into the United States, if they're being caught at the port of entry and they have to go back into Mexico because they got caught when they're trying to cross over, then that's the point of that on there too. And then they get caught the second time, another point. So a lot of times when people are here and they say, well, I want to go ahead and get my green card, but I got caught 2 or 3 times at the port of entry when I was trying to come in, then they don't just fill out a waiver for being here illegally. They have to fill out a waiver at the embassy because they try to cross over 2 or 3 times here. So then it'd be up to the embassy to go ahead and give them that approval if they were to be able to come back. So that's why a lot of people, they fear of going back to their country to get their green card.
So if you had something to say to some of these people, you can look into the camera right there. What would you say to these people?
I would tell them
without the cat.
Sorry, Royal. I would just tell you that to try to have your family come over legally on a visa, and if there's an option for them to get a green card here, then try to apply for them. And if they can't get a visa, then if a family member wants to petition for them here, it's a long process for a certain, depending on what category you're in, but it does, it's a lot better to do everything the legal way, because otherwise,
it's cheaper.
If you do come over illegally and later on it does kind of haunt you a little bit too, when you want to get your green card legally.
And it's not going to cost, like I said, it's not going to cost them. Get a visitor's visa. You don't have to spend all that money, say, okay, have to find somebody, then do a petition, because automatically everybody, they want to come over here legal, right? But if you do baby steps, get your visitor's visa, $200, $300, I don't know what it is, right? You're saying about $200-$300, right?
It's about $165 to $185, the visa fee.
Okay, the visa fee. Come over legally, say you're freaking going to Disneyland, okay? It's not a lie, right? Come over here, stay your 5 months, 6 months, meet somebody, or meet a friend, or whatever have you, whoever. And then while you're here, come see Eleanor, right? And ask her, what do I do next? While you're here legally. Don't play that coyote. That's a waste of money. If you're going to pay the coyote $5,000, $2,000, whatever, you might as well just go ahead and do it legally and find out. Eleanor is a really good woman, and at the end of the segment, we will be giving you her contact information, and so like that you can give her a call. And you are doing now interviews on Zoom, right?
I use WhatsApp.
WhatsApp? Okay,
WhatsApp, Viber, and also Messenger. Because of coronavirus right now, so I did set up already the Skype also.
Oh yeah, by the way, matter of fact, this episode is being taped in the coronavirus.
Right.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the coronavirus right now. So by the time this episode is taped, we may not, hopefully we'll be out of it, but we are. But you...
I'll get set up already.
Yeah, so you do the Zoom app too, right?
Yes, I'll be doing Zoom also.
Yeah, so Zoom, WhatsApp, Messenger. So you can actually make an appointment with her. And is there a fee for that appointment? No, okay.
Consultation fee.
Yeah, so there's no consultation fee, but you have to keep it to a certain minimum. Don't be talking on the phone for like 3 hours and shit. I'm just.
And there'll be a fee.
Yeah, exactly. Then there'll be a fee. But again, things do change. But like that, you can ask Eleanor, and you speak English, you speak Spanish.
Yes.
And do you speak any other language?
No.
No. Okay. So just English and Spanish. So yeah. So anyway, I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I've been trying to get her on the couch forever, but she's like, oh no, I got to do my hair. I got to do my nails. I'm just kidding. That's me. That would be me. Thanks a lot, sweetie. I really appreciate you coming. Okay, and we'll be right back with Mixing in the Kitchen. Ooh, we got something good today. We'll be right back.
Join Techeetah Lopez and Hollywood in the Park's entire audience by advertising your brand, product, or personality with your commercial here. Email techeetah@gmail.com for more info.
Cornbread, more and gelatin. Cornbread, oh, coochie. Cornbread, more.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Mixing in the Kitchen. Okay, well, how many times have you moms and dads and tias and tios and grandmas try to get the kids to eat something and they just won't do it? You bought them the chicken, you have eggs, you have breakfast, whatever, and the kids just don't want to eat it. Well, guess what? I found a great solution. Because see, my grandkids are like that too. Matter of fact, when they don't want to eat all their pancakes, or I'm not saying that's like the best thing, right? Or they don't want to eat all their eggs. So what I did is I make them egg cakes, right? Which is, I'll make a whole bunch of eggs and I add a little bit of the pancake mix to it. And I'll put a sugar-free swoop syrup. They don't even know what hit them. Anyway, they're called Baked Tasty Pigs in a Blanket, and they're called Piggy Pop, okay? So Piggy Pop. And this Piggy Pop, I went and I got this, and you can order these on Amazon. And you can do tasty little treats with them, and you fill them up with corn mix, and I'll show you exactly what corn mix. And I'm gonna get the Marie Callender's corn mix. I like Marie Callender because it's really good, it's really tasty, right? I've tried the Jiffy, and you can get the Jiffy also, but it doesn't taste as good as Marie Callender's, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and start making these. But again, you can fill them up with chicken, and of course I use the vegan cheese, or you can reuse the real cheese. I like a little onion in mine, you know, for the grown-ups that like onions, so little onions, okay? So, and then I have some sour cream here, and some honey to sweeten, okay? And then I got some lactate 2% free milk, because I'm lactose intolerant, but I still, again, I hate to say it, you have to use sometimes real milk to make them kind of rise. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes, but okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these together, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this, the bag. I'm gonna go ahead and empty that out, like so. And what I'm gonna do separately in another bowl is I am going to mix eggs. And now the Marie Callender's recipe does not ask for eggs, but so I won't use that much milk, dairy milk. I'm using the organic eggs, and Neil Revion in Ontario, California has the best huevos in town. It's really, really good. Got some good huevos. Isn't that right, Gigi? Nice, organic, pure, and brown. He likes when I say that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this recipe asks for 1.5 cup of milk. Okay, 1.5 cup of milk. So I do have some milk here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some eggs, and I'm going to make my eggs as if they were the 1.5 cups. Go figure my madness, right? So I'm going to add about 2 eggs, and I'm going to mix those. And that should add up, 2 eggs should add up like to 1/2. Yeah, perfect. 2 eggs is 1/2 cup, okay? So there's 1/2 cup. And then hopefully this will be enough for 1 cup. Perfect, okay, and 1 cup, there. Okay, and then I'm gonna mix that together. Now, I like my cornmeal to be a little sweet. I don't know about you, but I do. I like it to be a little sweet. And Marie Callender's, it is sweet, but not as sweet. And I like to use organic honey, which again I get from Neil. And you can go on to Neil's Organic Farms in Ontario, and I believe he delivers if you're in the California area. And I'm gonna add. And that long was like about a tablespoon, okay? All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in. And his honey is thick. Yep. What are you laughing for? I'm just saying. Got good huevos.
You're cooking, right?
He got good huevos, and he got some thick honey. I'm just saying. I'm cooking it up, mixing it up here in the kitchen. That's okay. You know, I'm just talking about some eggs. Hey, whatever sells. Okay. All right. So I've mixed that up really, really, really good. Now, obviously, it's gonna take a bigger bowl. So I'm gonna get a bigger bowl, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my egg batter in here. And I know it's kind of a big bowl, but oh well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mix in here. And try always to get the wet ingredients on the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and and again, I could have got a smaller bowl, but, and again, these bowls are by Tupperware. So, okay. And this is what I do. That's perfect. Okay. That is perfect. Okay. I'm going to put all this stuff here. All right. So now we're gonna make our little eggs in a blanket. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this, and this is also by Tupperware, and I'm going to go ahead and fill these up. And when I fill these up, then I'm gonna go ahead and just put the ingredients inside the pocket. I asked Art, what kind would you like? Because I want chicken. Because he knows I don't eat chicken. I used to, but not anymore. Do I crave it? Oh, hell yeah! But it's something I'm just trying to be a little bit more not health conscious, but apparently my body is just not doing right by it right now. So, okay, so I'm gonna fill these up like so. And again, you get 3 packs of Gigi. These 3 packs, do they have 12 apiece?
Yes.
And how much were they again?
$10.99.
$10.99. Now, I've seen them at Walmart. I've seen them at CVS. And they're way much more expensive there. So you're better off purchasing them through Amazon, and you get 3 of them. And I wish, and I'm going to be very honest with you, when I purchased mine, I did not buy it at Amazon, and I should have, and this is before I became an influencer. And I bought this for $19.99, $20 I bought this for, right? And I'm thinking, that was crazy. When on Amazon, you get 3 of these, right? So for $10.99.
That's a great buy, Cheetah.
Yeah, I know, it's a great buy. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go, I'm gonna put this aside real quick so you can see a little bit better. And we are going to add some little stuffing mixings. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of the chicken. And then like that, you know, the kids have that chicken that they didn't eat, that rice that they refused to eat because they wanted that cake or they wanted that candy or whatever the hell they wanted. That's why you never ever put dessert in front of a child. You put dessert in front of a child and that's what they want. They want to eat. So I'm gonna make these with onions and cheese. And again, I use the vegan cheese. Doesn't mean you have to use a vegan cheese. It says that the vegan cheese tastes like, what did you say, sour cream?
Yes. Or what's that? You put on bagels. What is that?
Cream cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, cream cheese. And that's what, and we're going to use some cream cheese also. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a little pan because I don't want it to fall through. And I'm gonna put it in there real quick. Oops, it just came out just a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna place that in there. And I'm gonna put it in again for 18 to 20 minutes and we will see how that turns out. So, alrighty. Well, we're back. These came out so freaking cute. See, look at how cute those are. Let's pop out a few of them. Matter of fact, let me get a plate. Let me get that plate. And let's pop out a few of them. Look at the little piggy. Oh, how cute. Little piggy, little piggy, little piggy. Can you see the little piggy? How cute is that? Look at how pretty that little piggy is. So we're gonna pop these out. That is adorable. Now, again, great way to trick the grandkids and eating their veggies and eating all kinds of stuff. These are adorable little piggies. Little piggy, little piggy, little piggy. And those again, you could make them out of eggs, you could make them out of anything, right? So again, it's called Piggy Pop and you can get them on Amazon and you get 3 12 trays for $10.99. And again, you can make all kinds of stuff. And like I said, go ahead and put some eggs in it and then put sugar-free syrup. They won't even know what hit them. This is another cooking segment with your Queen of Salsa Soul here in Hollywood in the Park. Make sure you follow and like. We'll be right back.
She's been cooking all day, smells so good and saucy. Red love, let me get a taste. In the morning with some eggs, yeah. Billion's chili, 'cause you are perfectly made with love. Billion's chili, let me sing it again. Chili sauce, I want some red love. Billion's chili sauce, give me the red one. Billion's chili sauce, I need some green love. Billion's chili sauce, give me the green one. Billion's chili sauce.
What is hip? Tell me, you think you know what is hip?
Hi everybody and welcome back. Well, we're always asking, what is in, what is out? What is in, what is out, right? That's what I'm talking about. So here on What is Hip, I'm gonna show you the latest products that we have today in lipsticks and mascaras and eyeliners and all that other good stuff. Because God only knows I try so many stuff. So many stuff. And half the time I'm always throwing crap away, right? So you know, you always buy an eyeliner, we always buy a lipstick, and then we think it's cute in the store, but then when we come home, we're like, that's why I tell everybody, let me be the guinea pig, right? Okay, so we have a few products and that I bought from, of course, Amazon. I am an influencer and an affiliate of Amazon. So always make sure that you either click the link above or the link below, regardless of where I have it right now. And if you want to order anything on Amazon, make sure to order that from me. Okay, all right, so what I did is I love mascaras. I like to use my falsies, and I like to use different colors of mascara. So what I did is I bought a mascara. It's called Key Best. It's Qibest. And here is the package. And you can get this on Amazon on the front of my Hollywood in the Park link. You can get this. And these are very reasonable. I think they're only $16.99. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Now, if you girls know that when we go and we buy mascara, we get the mascara and it costs us from a good mascara, I say $6 to even $7, $8, $9, $10 a bottle. So a tube. It costs us a tube. So this right here is a good bargain, and these are nice and thick. So these are right now. This is what it's hit. Instead of going out there and getting your eyelashes individually put in a different color, because I know when I went to go get some of them put in, well, the first thing I found out is they do have some that are colored, but every time you want to get a different color, you have to go get them, put them in individually. But if you buy your eyelashes on Amazon, and then you get a whole bunch of eyelashes, like for $5, right? I have a 3D eyelashes, and I think they're, don't quote me, but go to the front and you'll see how much they are. And you could actually color each of the eyelashes a different color. Or after you get the eyelashes stick, get some good eye makeup remover and just take it off, okay? So that is what is hip. Also, to go along with that, right, we have the Richu eyeliners, okay? And the Richu eyeliners come in different colors. I believe they're $12.99, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they come in all the different colors, okay? And then next, these beautiful lipsticks. Now, I didn't wear lipstick for a reason, because I wanted to show you how nice the lipsticks look, okay? So this right here is by Spadoo, and it's S-P-D-O-O. And again, it's S-P-D-O-O. S-P-D-O-O. Spadoo, and it's also on the front of my Hollywood in the Park page. Spadoo, okay? So this one, and I think right now, since I'm wearing red, okay, I'm gonna put on a nice red lipstick, and you see it comes in all these pretty colors, all the pretty colors, okay? So this is what's hip, wearing a different color with different outfits. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this red lipstick and put it on. Don't crucify me if I don't put it on right, because I have a shaky. And I always use like a lip liner, but I didn't get a lip liner today. Pretty red. I like this red. So this is a perfect red lipstick for any occasion. Pretty. Now, don't you think so, Art? He likes the red lipstick. You know, girls, I actually think he does a little red lipstick on the side. No, just kidding. So anyway, this is a print. So again, you get this brand, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different colors, ladies. So it's a great bargain to buy this, right? So again, that is what is hip. Again, here in this segment with the Queen of Salsa Soul. And again, click above or below, all depending on where the link is at. And I'll be right back.
Join Techeetah Lopez and Hollywood in the Park's entire audience by advertising your brand, product, or personality with your commercial here. Email techeetah@gmail.com for more info.
No sé cuándo nos vamos a ver en estos días.
De las cosas que han pasado. Bésame con un amor de fuerza y de fuego. Llévame donde baby, bésame y llévame y mátame donde no hay dolor. Baby, yo te amo. Por favor, no te vayas. Quédate, quédate. No sé cuándo nos vamos a ver en estos días, pero sé que necesito cerca de mí. No aguanto un día más sin verte. Dame unas horas más de tu amor. Deja las horas que pasan despacio. No piensa de nada en este momento. Abrázame, baby, bésame y llévame y mátame donde no hay